Hello guys, welcome to another video. By the title and thumbnail you would know what I'm gonna talk about in this video. So let's start, and I won't waste your time too much because last video it was too long. When I saw that video it was an introductory video, so it was supposed to be a little bit long, but in this video I'll keep it short. So I would directly talk about experience I had multiple experiences that I had when I was a teenager. Not even a teenager. I was maybe in my 2021 around that time. So what happened basically was I used to do certain practices. I was a little bit religious back then, so I used to do certain practices. Then it got my attention into all that stuff like astral travel and like that. How do I say that? Uh, so basically, people who do like chemical and LSD and stuff, they do a lot of these things. So I came across a video in that that girl was talking about, that lady was talking about some astral travel stuff. So I was very fascinated. I mean, saying, man, this, let's give it a try. This looks cool and stuff. So what I did that night, I just went went to my bed, and I tried to do things what she was saying. So it basically, it was like a guided meditation stuff, and then it leads you to astral travel experiences. So I did that, but I couldn't get a outcome out of it. Like, there was no outcome. It failed. It was a unsuccessful attempt. So I thought, well, let's fuck this shit, and all that stuff. I just said, let's sleep. I mean, I was very tired as well. So I just slept that night. Then in the morning, early morning, around 5 6 a.m., I woke up, and again, I think, yeah, I woke up and then I slept again. So I said, okay. I mean, I don't know what happened exactly. I don't remember very properly, but yeah, I slept again. And then suddenly, it was like a dream. In the first place, it was like a dream. So what happened, that I was not staying in my paternal home at that time. I was somewhere else in another city. So what, in my dream, I was watching. I was seeing that I am floating in the air. In the air, I'm floating like this, that, and I'm going wherever my mind takes me. I mean, it was very bewildering at the first place, but somewhere inside I knew that this is not a dream. And to be honest, it was not a dream, because what I did was, so as you know, this channel name is Scientifically Spiritual. So that scientifically word comes from my character itself. I try to find things, like I try to inquire things very scientifically. And by scientifically, I don't give very much weight to logic sometimes, but by the definition of scientific, I try to understand things in a very comprehensive manner. I find hard to explain sometimes, but so basically, let's not lose the track. So what happened, that I was floating in that dream, and I was going here and there, and it was all my house. Like, it is a big home. It's a big house. So I was just floating here and there. Then I heard my father. So basically, what happens is, in the morning, my family gets up, and like, they do a small, like a get together kind of thing, that they have tea together. So I heard my father, he was talking something to my mother. And how do I know that whatever he was talking that day, in particular, I reconfirmed it with my mother. And then of course, I did not tell her that this was all, I was just saw in this dream and stuff. But when I confirmed, oh my god, that was a shock to me. I was so shocked, because In the first place, I never ever believed that astral experiences are real, because I just thought that these are stories and stuff. But when it happened with me, then I was in a shock, man. I mean, seriously, this is real. This is for real. I mean, and I don't want you guys to believe what I'm saying, because after listening to philosophies, I stay away from beliefs in particular. I try to inquire things myself, and sometimes if I see things are actually comprehensive enough to understand, I mean, you would know if things are real or made up. And by real, it's also very debatable what is real and what is not, because I mean, it's hard, man. It's hard to just talk about a specific topic sometimes, because right, I tried to talk I'm trying to talk about my astral experiences in this video, but when I talk about things, there are so many things that come up, and I want to talk about them in particular as well. I don't have this art of talking right now. Maybe I will develop this later, when I will just keep talking in these kind of videos. But so I how do I say this? I would not go in another topic maybe right now, but yeah, so this was my first travel experience. Let's save up things for another video, like some things, because if I start talking about things in detail, this video will go 1 hour, 2 hour. There is no constraint about that, man. But yeah, let's talk about, so what happened. So this was my first travel experience, and another similar astral travel experience I had was in the same room, and same thing happened again. But in the second experience, so in the first, I was actually floating in the air, but in the second one, I was my house was filled with water. So right now, I don't understand what actually astral experiences are. Is it just a matter of mind sometime, or sometimes maybe it is actually real. So the first one was 100% real. This second one, I am actually confused that it was a dream or an astral experience, because you have to be very, very, very much aware when you are having certain experiences, because it can also lead to something else, like like it can also be a dream. So you have to be 100% aware, and only if you are 100% aware, you would know that is it an experience or is it a dream. And the third astral experience, the third astral experience that I had is very much real for sure. So what happened was, I was in my house, like the house which I was seeing in my dreams or the experiences. I was actually my in my paternal house, my father's house. So what happened then was, so I was sleeping, and there was no so in all these, only the first one I tried to do the experience, but in these the other two, I never tried to actually go out of my body. So the third one was very interesting, because I remember this like 200%, like what, it was 200% vibrant experience which I had. So the third one is very interesting. What happened was, I was sleeping. I slept at the night in the night, and I never thought about this astral experience. So basically, guys, I would in another video I would talk about the sound of silence. It is a very interesting topic, but for the sake of this video, I would keep it short, and I would not explain what this sound of silence is in this video, but for sure I would like to talk about it. It is a very beautiful thing. So sometimes you will just hear a sound when you are quiet, and you will never hear the sound if you are quiet, if the environment is quiet but you yourself are not quiet. And what I mean to say that your mind, it needs to stop. When you are in this present moment, you would hear a certain amount of frequency, like to, like it's a sound. It's hard to explain, but you will hear that. And if you have ever heard that sound, please comment down, because I only know one other person who has, in my opinion, and he's right, but only one person who has actually heard that sound. So yeah, I would not go into that sound stuff. So what happened was, I was sleeping at that night, and in the early morning, so my grandmother, she woke up and she used to do some kind of rituals, like old people pray. So she used to pray, all that. So she woke up, and when she wakes up everybody. So I also woke up, but I was not a very early rising bird at that time. So I woke up, and then I slept again, and it was around 5 a.m. or 6 a.m., I'm not sure, but something a very early morning. So I slept again, and what happened was, when I slept again, I went into that silence. I don't know, it was by an accident. I was in a thoughtless state. There was no thoughts at that moment, and I was hearing that sound continuously. And what happens is, I came to know later in my life, actually recently, that what happened actually with me, because I was actually watching a video about that astral travel. So what happens is that when you listen to that sound, you basically merge into that sound. And this is a very, very spiritual, sacred thing I'm talking about right now. That sound is very, very engulfing. You know what I mean? It engulfs you. It You are not separate when you merge with that sound. You are not separate from that sound. I don't know how to explain this, but you lose your identity. So what happened, I visually remember what happened. What happened was, I so basically, when you're sleeping, your eyes are closed. So my eyes were closed, and then the the sound was very, very, very much vibrant, and I was just into that sound, and I just let that sound engulf me. And when it was too much, when that sound was too much vibrant, and it just, I mean, I just felt that something, it rose within myself, and it just went out. Like I just got pulled out, and I remember it was like so many lines, and it just got pulled out from myself. I got My consciousness got pulled out from here. I remember from here, it got pulled out, and suddenly I was like, I was just out of my body. And this is so much real, guys. I'm not faking it. It was so much real. I just went out of my body, and I was hovering around that room. First, I was just hovering around that room, and I would say 95% aware. 5% here and there you are not aware, but 95% I was aware. In that in that moment, I was aware. Then, so I was sleeping next to my parents' room. So then my body, and when you are in that um field, when you are in that field, you there are no barriers. I mean, you cannot just go and bump into things. So when I got pulled out, I was hovering over, like rooms. So I went into my mother's room, like my parents' room, and I was floating above them, and I was watching them. They were sleeping. Then I went back into my room. I'm actually trying to remember then what happened. Yeah. So, yeah, then I So it was a very early morning thing, right? So I went outside. So like there's my room, my mother's room, and then there is this gallery kind of thing. So I just went outside, and it was very pleasant. It was a very very pleasant environment because it's a early morning, birds are quaking, and all that stuff. I went outside, and then I went outside, like out at the door, at the actual gate of my house. So there I remember I was like, my body was like this, like, I don't know if it was a real body. It's hard to actually remember these kind of things, but it I was just like watching like this, and there is a statue of my great grandfather in the front of my house. I was just watching at his statue back then, back and then I remember. So it's kind of it's like a dream, but it is 100% real. Like you are in the real world, you are at your physical body is the at a place, but you actually are traveling somewhere else. It's that, if you try to understand. And again, I'm not trying to say that you believe that what I'm saying, but I'm just sharing my experience, what happened with me. And I don't want you to 100% believe me, because when belief comes into place, you're just blinded. You don't inquire yourself. So I would say, if you want to try, there are multiple videos on YouTube. You can go search for it, how to try it. And people do try it. People who experience these things, they know what they are saying. So this happened with me back then, and then I just got sucked into my body, and I woke up, and I don't remember what happened after that actually. But this was such a vibrant experience, my goodness. This was such a beautiful experience, and especially the most beautiful part was that engulfment of that sound, and just got sucked out. That experience is very very beautiful. So yeah, this video was about the my astral travel experiences. And if you have watched this video till the end, the third one was very very beautiful. And after that, I never had any astral experiences, and I never tried, because I already had. When I did these kind of experiences, then I never tried, because I never wanted to try again. Because if it happens accidentally, it's okay, but I never wanted to give it another shot, because I already had experiences, and this is just a part of your journey. It is just an experience of things which are present in this life. So I heard these kind of things, I never believed in this kind of things, but when it happened with myself, then it was no longer a belief, but I know that this is real. So guys, for me, astral experiences and astral travel is real. But for you, don't believe in any kind of these things. When you experience it, know it. No, don't try to believe kind of things. This is just a short story for you. And if ever you come across these kind of experiences, well and good. And I will try to talk about this sound a lot in the coming videos, because this is very very profound and very very godly. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Take care.